Hello everyone! Finally I've made the second video about the infinitive, and today we're going to focus on its forms: active, passive, indefinite, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. If you have not watched the first part that I made a few years ago, I strongly recommend doing that before you start watching this video, because there you can find the most essential information about the infinitive, which includes the points you can see in this slide. So I'm not going to speak about them in this video. Please go to the first one by clicking on the link above or on the link in the description of this video. As usual, let's start with examples. He wants to be a pilot. She promised to write me a letter. The book had to be written. As you can see from these examples, the infinitive can be active, to write, to be, and passive, to be written. The active infinitive shows that the agent, she, performs the action to write, or describes the state of the agent, to be. The passive infinitive shows that someone or something is exposed to a certain action, to be written, that is performed by somebody else or originates from a different source. We make the passive infinitive with the help of the verbs to be plus past participle. More examples. I'm going to call a taxi. He didn't want to be called that name. Take a look at these situations, please. We want to go there now. The project seemed to be going well. He is said to have gone to Paris earlier this year. The experiment seems to have been going on pretty well. The infinitive doesn't have tenses. More about it in my first video on the infinitive, which you can reach via the link above. But it does have aspects: indefinite, also called simple, to go, continuous, to be going, perfect, to have gone, and perfect continuous, to have been going on. What do these aspects mean? In general, they show a temporal relationship between the infinitive and another verb it refers to. The indefinite or simple infinitive shows that both actions or states expressed by the infinitive and by the verb it is connected with refer to the same time. Both the verbs want and to go refer to the time now. In the next sentence, I wanted to go there yesterday, both the verbs wanted and the infinitive to go refer to the time yesterday. And the same happens in the sentence, he went to the shop to buy some food. Went and to buy refer to the same moment of time. The continuous infinitive shows that the action or state expressed by the infinitive refers to the same time as that of the other verb. But it also indicates that the action of the infinitive is in progress, duration is in focus. Like in the first example, to be going is the process happening at the same time when it seemed. The same in the second sentence. She pretended to be sleeping. Pretended and to be sleeping refer to the same time, and to be sleeping is a process. And one more example. I'm thrilled to be doing this. The action expressed by the perfect infinitive happens before the action of the other verb. Priority is in focus. In our first example, someone went to Paris first, and only after that people began to talk about this. More examples. I'm happy to have written the test so well. Happy now, but to have written some time before. One more. He was sorry to have said such nonsense. Nonsense had been said before he was sorry for that. The perfect continuous infinitive is similar in meaning to the perfect infinitive, but the focus is on the process, on duration. In our example, the experiment seems to have been going on pretty well. The experiment has been going on for some time, and now it seems that everything is okay. The start of the experiment is obviously prior to the time when it seems to have certain results. More examples. I'm happy to have been working with you all these years. He claimed to have been driving all night with no stops. Now let's see how the aspects work in either active or passive form. Active forms. I'm happy to be here. To be active indefinite or simple. He is said to be working on a new project, to be working active continuous. I'm happy to have lived here for so long, to have lived active perfect. She pretended to have been sleeping active perfect continuous. Passive forms. The updates are said to be performed regularly, to be performed passive indefinite or passive simple. Heads up, there is no passive continuous form in real life. If you see something like that, it's quite an oddity. The job seems to have been done well, to have been done passive perfect infinitive, and there is no passive perfect continuous infinitive. Oh look, they seem to really like this activity. Finally, a few words about the so-called split infinitive. Look at these two sentences. They really seem to like this activity. And the second one? They seem to really like this activity. In the first one, the position of the adverb does not present any difficulty or provoke questions, whereas the second sentence is different. Here we have the adverb really between the particle to and the verb. Is it grammatically correct? Yes, it is. This is called a split infinitive, which is often used to give a phrase a certain emphasis. However, it is generally recommended to avoid split infinitives in formal writing. This is all for today. I really hope the video was useful, and I'll be glad to see your likes and comments, and don't forget to push the subscribe button with a bell. Goodbye!